Hi there, this is Tracy Brosman, and Gail Sophia Edgel and I had a lot of fun recently when we taught you the first 4 steps in finding your niche. And today we are really excited because we're going to share with you the glue that holds it all together. Isn't that right, Gail?
We sure are.
So today we're going to refine your niche. We'll take your thoughts from our first webinar and refine them even further in Step 5. In fact, Step 5 is so important that it will be our entire focus of today. It is a one step that people routinely skip, and in our opinion, it is essential to making sure that you're not wasting your time and that you're not spinning your wheels or wasting money. Before we get to that, though, let's do a little review. So last week, we went through steps 1 through 4, and you did a lot of brainstorming. And the reason you wanted to brainstorm these ideas was not only so that you could find a good opportunity for you to focus on, but also to make sure that whatever your final niching decision is, that you will be excited about it, not only now, but also 5 years from now. So if you haven't done step 1 through 4, if you haven't done that brainstorming, we really want you just to put this on pause and do it right now, because it's really, really important for you to be able to go into the next step. You want to have that narrowed down. Otherwise, trust me, you will be wasting your time, you will be spinning your wheels, and you're going to get frustrated. So in step 1, you want to look at what are you passionate about? What just excites you so much that when you wake up in the morning, that is what you want to spend your time learning and focusing, helping people with. And in step 2, what type of clients keep coming to you over and over again? This is a real clue that this is somewhere where you're supposed to be. It's something that you have a real talent for. And people are referring other people to you because they know that you are very good at it and have had a lot of success. Another way that you might pick your niche is through personal experience, and we go through this in step 3. So it may be an experience that you've had personally, or maybe it is a loved one or a friend or somebody you work with, but you want to make sure that you help other people so that they don't have to go down that road of heartache and unknowing, or maybe they weren't able to get help, the person that really brought this to you. And step 4 is a combination of really steps 1 through 3 is a combination of your own likes and experiences, what you're passionate about, that create a unique niche. So these are just 4 of the ways that we get to helping you find that final niche of where you're going to be. And Gail, did you have anything to add?
I actually do, Tracy, and this just came to my mind is step 2, what types of clients keep coming to you over and over again. And I can't say this enough, but watch out for those that keep coming to you over and over again, and you don't want to work with them whatsoever. You're not passionate about working with them, because sometimes we attract clients that we don't want to work with. So just be really, really cautious about it, that they may be coming to you over and over again, but you don't want to be working with them. So just be really cautious of that. So how do we validate our niche?
That's a great point, Gail. And in step 5, validating the niche, what we're going to do is we want to make sure that there are people who need it, want it, and are willing to pay for it. So you don't want to find a niche and spend all of this time and thinking, oh, this is so great, and then find out that, yeah, people want it, they need it, but they're not willing to come off their pocketbook. So you want to make sure that that's in your criteria as well. And the easiest and the quickest way to validate your niche is by doing some online research. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do several different methods that are very helpful when drilling down a niche. And Gail, what's the first thing that we need to do?
Tracy, actually there are various ways, but we're just going to focus on a few of them. First, before you go any further in the niching process, make a list of questions you are always getting from your clients. You might even want to have a sheet of paper next to you when you're meeting with them in person or on the phone and take notes. Start to look for consistencies in these questions. What keeps coming up over and over again? Second, make a list of common problems that your clients are having. For example, are they having trouble losing weight? Do they have belly fat? Do they have chronic fatigue? Are they not sleeping? Also write these on a sheet of paper. Anything to add to that, Tracy?
No, very, very good job. And this is a place where you do not want to skip. Again, you really don't want to skip any of these steps.
So on the next slide, we're looking at something called Askcom. Let me first preface, if you're running short on time, these next few sections you may want to have someone else complete it for you. If you notice at the very top, I have how do women lose weight over the age of 40. You can put any topic in here, any question, any paraphrase. Look to see if there are any paying ads at the top of the page. If there is, that is a good sign that people are probably willing to pay for ad spots related to this topic, and hence it is a good niche. For purposes of fitting everything onto the page, I cut out the ads. There were actually ads for this. I cut out the ads at the very top of this page so I could fit in all the questions on the right-hand side, which I felt were more important. But again, look to see if there's ad spots at the very top. It is in a little orange square. It says ad, if you're not sure what you're looking at. The second thing you want to look at is to see what types of questions people are asking in the right-hand column. Are they the same types of questions that you initially wrote down? Are these questions that you can easily answer in your practice or business? If so, this is another great sign. So look to see how people are wording things on the right-hand side. And you can see how people are even losing weight in your 20s and 30s is simple, and how people are even responding to them. The top part of this section, if you notice, like I said, I took out the ad section, but if you notice below this is some more Jenny Craig official site, Ambrian Relieve Menopause with Ambrian Now. Weight loss, women over 40 is another one. So these are all some of the things that are showing up at the top of the page. If we continue down the page, these are even more websites that you can look for and look at and see what they're offering. 40plusstyle.com, healthy eating, sfgate.com. So these are other websites that you can be looking at to see if there's something that they're offering that you could potentially offer, or are you being unique enough with your offerings. Tracy, do you have anything to add to that?
No, other than another thing that we're going to do for validating your niche is to look at, you can look at Google, but we also want to look at Amazon. So use your keywords and see what is coming up. And here what we do is we're looking at women, weight loss, and over 40 again. And we did an Amazon search looking at Kindle books. So we're looking to see at what type of books are out there on the subject and how many. And this is important because it shows us that in this case, this is a subject that people are looking to find out more about. And you can see that there's 20 results for books in the Kindle. Now that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of other print books, but we're just strictly looking at Kindle right now to see what the market is and to see if there's anything that there's a spot for you to fill in. And on the next slide, what we're going to do.
Tracy, I just wanted to say before we move to the next slide, if you look under on the left-hand side, General Women's Health, there are 9 Kindle books, weight loss 14, health, fitness, and dieting 20, medical books 1, and self-help books 1. So the category that is really heavily weighted with books is health, fitness, and dieting, and also weight loss. So if we go to that next screen, Tracy's going to talk about that.
Right, so on this next screen, what we have here is we show that this is under the self-help. So there's one book here for weight loss. And what we have here is that we know that weight loss is a huge industry because of the amount of money that's spent on it annually. However, in this search, there's either a lot of room for someone to make a huge impact, niching to women over 40 who are trying to lose weight, or there's absolutely no market for this at all. And so we kind of have to use our common sense on this. With weight loss being such a huge market, we could easily say that if we did a self-help book that helped people to lose weight over 40, that it would probably be in the top, at least the second one, because there's only one other one there. So that's something to look at, and we know that they're spending money there. But if you're in another niche that you're unsure of, then you're going to want to do a little bit more research. But as we're doing this, we want to look at the opportunity itself and find out what's already out there, but also what is missing. So what could you share that would be important to someone who fits this criteria of your ideal niche? Or in some cases, how could you share the same information but in a better way? So for instance, are there books that are available in the niche that you're looking at? Are they easy to read and understand? Are they relatable? Do they provide practical solutions? There are a lot of opportunities that you can uncover with your niche online that will diversify your revenue streams and add the enjoyment to your work. And these opportunities have the potential to add value to you as an expert in the subject and most importantly, allow you to help more people. You may decide that you're not going to do a Kindle book or add any other products at this stage of your business, but you want to make sure that it is something that you can do later on. You want to make sure that because you're narrowing down your niche into a smaller area so that you're marketing more effectively, that you're also not painting yourself into a corner that you can only do one thing, you can only work hour for hour. You want to make sure that there's opportunity for growth for you as well. Gail, did you have anything to add to that?
No, but the more I think about this women weight loss and over 40, if that happens to be a target market for you, having a self-help, putting your book under self-help or motivational, looking on the left-hand side under motivational, are two wide open categories. Because we certainly know from that prior slide that there are a lot of people that have books in the larger categories. And these are just standing alone by themselves. So now that you have an idea that your niche is needed and people are paying for it, let's see what kind of keywords your clients or potential clients are using. And what we're going to be doing is going off the PowerPoint for a little bit so you can see exactly what we're doing. The first thing you will need is actually a Gmail account. You cannot use Google AdWords unless you have a Gmail account, so make sure you sign up for an account prior to starting this. You will need to be logged into your Gmail account prior to logging on to adwords.google.com, and as you can see in the top right hand corner, I am. And at the top here I have adwords.google.com. And that's where you want to be start. So I already have the results up for women weight loss and over 40, but prior to reviewing that, I want to show you how I got there. So this is what the screen looks like once you initially log in. And what you're going to do is click on Tools, scroll down to Keyword Planner, and it might give me the same error. It's going to give me the same error it did before. We had issues with this prior. It's saying that they're temporarily working on it, so I guess they're going to be working on it all night long. I have no idea. But we're not going to be trying it again, that's for sure. So again, what we're going to be doing is starting out here. It's Tools, and then Keyword Planner. Once you click on that Keyword Planner, it's not going to be bringing it up for us, and that is perfectly fine. We can keep moving on. It's going to ask you to type in keywords or ad group ideas. And what you're going to be doing is we're sticking with the theme of women, weight loss, and over 40. So that's what you're going to be typing into there, and that's why that comes up at the very top. The other thing it will be asking you is what language do you want it in? It also asks you what area. Notice how I narrowed down this area to Florida. You can keep it at United States. You can even narrow it down to a city. So you can change the target area. So those are the two things that you might want to change, is your geographical location and if you want to change it to another language. Once you hit search, this is what is going to be coming up. So at the very top of the screen here, you have bar chart. I wanted to show you. This is how many people are searching this overall. 112,000. May, if you just start scrolling, it drops off a little bit and then it peaks up again. In October, then it goes back down. Here's a higher month, 126,000 for March 2014. So you're seeing that it's pretty well consistent, that people are searching it every single month. There is not a month that people are not searching these keywords. So that's very, very interesting, because one thing you want to look at is, say you have a topic like sunburn. You will see peaks and valleys in these bar charts because people are only getting burned in the summer months, especially if you're in, you know, that you put in the Northeast.
I was going to say, unless you live in Florida.
Yeah. Well, Florida's going to be even all the way around, right? Probably, Tracy, pretty close.
Well, maybe.
Sunburn all year round?
Yeah, you definitely could. You definitely could. You might just be wearing more clothes at certain times of the year.
So looking at that, if it wasn't quite as consistent as this, these results, you might have promotions right prior to when people are going to increase their searches. So that's what, how much great information you're getting just from this bar chart. The other thing is, I was just playing around a little bit earlier, you can actually look at mobile trends. You can break it down by device. You can break it down by location, which is really neat. But you will see if you click on, I'm not going to play with this just in case Google decides to go off into la la land again. I don't want to touch the screen. But if you touch on mobile trends, it's going to tell you the total number of search volume, but how many people search from a mobile device. If that is the case, guys, you really, if people are searching a lot through mobile devices, you might want to make sure that you have a mobile-friendly website, that you are communicating with them mobily, and that it's easy for them to access all of your things rather than going to a laptop. So if we scroll down further, these are ad group ideas. You want to make sure you're on keyword ideas. And here we go. So if you see, it says average monthly searches. Whoops, that little bar came up. Average monthly searches, competition. Don't even worry about the bid. They started adding all these other columns, but average monthly searches and competition. So if we're looking at this, women, the word women is low competition, 6,600 searches. But scrolling down a little bit further, we're getting some more information here. Women, weight loss over 40 is high competition. And what I tell people is you want to have low to medium competition. High means that everyone is using these keywords. So if we look at that, that's a high competition. Average monthly searches, there's only 20 people searching it, but there are a lot of people using the keywords. So you just want to keep scrolling down until you see things that might appeal to you as potential keywords. I suggest to you that you probably, if you see this little button here, it says download ideas, download all the ideas. Look at how many ideas there are. There are 802 ideas for this particular women weight loss and over 40 combination. The other thing you can see is, here's the stats. This is a new thing that they've added. You can just hover over that. I didn't do anything. And it says stats are also available for download, but you can see how many people are searching, and that also goes up and down compared to women weight loss for women. So you can see the graphs change. So if we keep scrolling down, here's weight loss women. Low competition. No one uses that really. 20. Here's weight
Gail,
loss.
look at weight loss tips for women down at the bottom. It's 140.
Yeah, that's
low.
A good one. Yep. That's a great one.
You don't need to be in the thousands. It just depends on where you're at. But then you have, then that's getting into some things that aren't even in your keywords there. So Gail, show them how they can search it by the average monthly searches, how they can like put that in order by clicking at the top.
Okay. Yep. The only thing I would say about that, guys, at the very bottom here where it says black women, beautiful women, Asian women, you might, I mean, I don't know, you might want to focus on black women and weight loss. So that could be a niche for you. So just to think about, like, keep your eyes and ears open in all directions, because it might be an opportunity for you. So you can actually search this from high to low. So if you just click on competition, it should search it. There you go. There it went from high, and it's going to go from high to low, or you can reverse it. So every time you click on it, there you go. So some of these things are virtually non-existent. See if we can get above 10. So there's pages and pages, so probably not. There's 800 keywords for this. So
maybe just do it by
searching.
average monthly searches and see what comes up there.
Okay.
The other thing is that you have to realize that we narrowed down the search to Florida. So depending on where you're at, if you're looking at all of the United States, you'd be looking at trying to find something with higher keywords or a higher average monthly search. But
Definitely.
the more you narrow it down, you know, you're going to look at a lot less. If you narrowed it down to your city that you're at, it's going to be even less than that. But you want to make sure that there's actually people in your area that are searching it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Here's women's health, 1,000 searches, low competition. I mean, that's something that it doesn't necessarily have to be like we're looking at women weight loss and over 40, but women's health might be another keyword for you, because if women lose weight and they're over 40, you're talking about women's health. You know, so you got to look at thinking out. There's really interesting ones. Look at these. So yeah, it's going to take you. This is not a 5-minute project, so just be careful that you have enough time. You set enough time aside that you're really devoting time to look over all of this information. And continue to do those downloads. Like I said, there's 802 results just for this one. Is there anything else to add, Tracy, to this?
Just when you're doing it, you know, when you do the downloads, it's really easy to skim it and then go back. Make sure that you're saving your file, because you're going to be saving your keywords. So when you do that, make sure that you save exactly what that download is, so that you do women weight loss over 40. Make sure you also include the date, because you might be going back to that 6 months, 9 months, a year from now, or you know, maybe even next month, so that you can, now you've picked your niche, but now you want to go back and look at, okay, what words can you be using in the marketing, in your local marketing and your online marketing.
Great, Tracy. So the second place that you can look is something called freekeywords.wordtracker.com. I will tell you that you're going to have to sign up for wordtracker.com, and if I'm not mistaken, it is a trial. It's something like 14 or 21 days or something like that. You get it for free. So it's not something that you can sign up for and not use it for 3 or 6 months. You want to be ready to use it and search for a couple of days or even a week so that you can take advantage of it. If it expires, we always have several email addresses to sign up under another email address, unless you care to pay for the service itself. The service itself gives you a lot of extra bonuses. So what you're going to be doing is doing screenshots of what you're finding on Free Keyword Tracker and comparing it to Google AdWords. Realize that their search terms and how they put the data together are different. So the numbers may be different, but you're just looking for some combinations or consistencies between the two of them that will indicate to you that this might be a great keyword for you to use. Ultimately, you're looking for about 3 to 5 maximum keywords. Anything else, Tracy, to add to that?
So we keep talking about the keywords, and that is going to help you get your niche. You'll be using these keywords in your marketing, but really your keywords are going to be all based around whatever your final niche is. There's no magic number, and that's something that is really important to understand, but there are a couple guidelines. For instance, if you find a keyword and in Florida and you see 1 million people are searching for it, chances are it's going to be a high competition keyword. If it's low competition, go for it. But with high competition words or anything that has a lot of searches on it, you have a lot of competitors that are also trying to get the people from that, and they probably have a lot more money. You know, they're the WebMDs and the Mercolas and everybody else that has a lot more presence online, and you can't compete against them, and you really need to be in the first page. So rather than setting yourself up too high, try to go for one of those lower hanging fruits. You do want to be careful though. You don't want, if you did one of those that said 10 people are searching for it, that word or that niche in Florida every month, you probably are going to have way too small of a market base. So it's important to take a look at that as well. And I think I don't have anything else besides that, Gail. So what we're going to do now is just talk about your home fund. Your home fund is really, really important. It's something that we do in our webinars to make sure that you are ready for the next step. So you have to be doing these steps, because if you're not doing it, you're doing a disservice to yourself and you're doing a disservice to your business. So what we want you to do right now is make a list of your clients' problems, their questions. What are they coming to you for? If you don't have a lot of clients right now, talk to people in the niche that you're looking at and find out what are their problems, what are their questions. Take a little bit of time with this. It's not going to be something that's going to be finished probably today. And the second thing that you want to do during this next week is determine if people are spending money. So that's what we did with the Amazon, and you can do that with Google and other ways online, the Askcom. Find out what products they're buying. Are they buying things in that niche? Because that's going to help determine whether or not they're willing to come out of their pocket. And then finally, do the keyword research. Make sure that they're searching online in your area for whatever that niche is, and start taking a look at, what are some of the other words that you can add to it to either narrow it down or maybe just help, define that a little bit more in your market space. And one of the things that we've done is we've written a book, because we often get asked, for more detail than what we've given in the webinars. So Mastering Your Wellness Business really helps you put those pieces together. And it covers 4 different areas of mastery. We cover business mastery, client mastery, marketing mastery, and self-mastery. So we go into the niching, we go into the keywords, and we go into a lot of other tools that will really help you with your business. And Gail and I have been doing this for a long time, and we realize what it's like to work on a shoestring budget to try to get our business or somebody else's business up and running. So we give you a lot of free information in this book, so that a lot of the tools you do not have to pay a lot of money. You can do a lot of things, especially on the local level, to really get your name out there and to get your appointment book filled. And the self-mastery is really important as well, because it's sometimes hard to get that balance between business and our personal lives and really have fun and to be able to enjoy it all. So you can find that at masteringyourwellnessbusiness.com. And Gail, I don't know if you have anything to add to the home fun or about the book?
No, I would just say, Tracy, that the book comes in paperback, and it also comes in a downloadable form. So I strongly encourage all of you to get it, just because there are so many little tidbits and nuggets of information that you can take away and use for your own business.
So we're really excited to present the last webinar, where we'll go through steps 6 through 8. And just make sure you get your home fund done, and you'll be seeing that webinar shortly.